Hollywood's golden age sold perfect families, but behind the scenes, some stars were quietly thinking, parenthood? Big mistake. These weren't just bad days, they were lasting regrets, often caused by studio pressure, image control, or PR-driven adoptions. Here are 10 stars who found out parenting wasn't all red carpets and bedtime stories. Number 10. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford remains one of Hollywood's most complex maternal figures. While the world remembers her as the star of Mildred Pierce, her children knew a far different woman. The posthumous publication of daughter Christina Crawford's Mommy Dearest rocked Hollywood with allegations of abuse, though the veracity of its claims has been debated. Less disputed are Crawford's own writings. In a 1945 letter to friend Marlene Dietrich, she admitted, "The children were a mistake. I should never have been a mother. My ambitions leave no room for them." She adopted 4 children during a time when her career was struggling, reportedly under studio pressure to soften her public image. Private diary entries later revealed Crawford felt like she was performing motherhood rather than living it. Tragically, her inability to fully connect with her children led to long-term emotional damage. Her final words on the matter were chilling. "If I had it to do over again, I would have never created the illusion of a family. The children deserved more than a woman acting out a role." Number 9. Spencer Tracy. Spencer Tracy's public persona was that of a family man. In private, however, he wrestled with profound regret tied to his son John's disabilities. Born deaf and developmentally delayed, John became a constant reminder of what Tracy saw as divine punishment. A devout Catholic, Tracy wrote in his private journal, "Sometimes I look at him and wish he had never been born for his sake and for mine." Though he funded the John Tracy Clinic for deaf children, his personal involvement with his own son was distant. His daughter Susie later revealed, "He told me he wished he hadn't had children, not because he didn't love us, but because he believed we deserved someone better." Number 8. Judy Garland. Judy Garland's troubled legacy as a mother reflects the trauma of her own childhood. Pressured from a young age into performing by her mother and MGM, Garland became entangled in a vicious cycle of addiction and emotional volatility. Her children, Liza Minnelli, Lorna Luft, and Joey Luft, often became unwitting participants in her spiraling life. According to Lorna, her mother once confessed, "You children were meant to be my greatest productions, but I failed. If I could do it over, I wouldn't have had children." Liza Minnelli echoed these sentiments, describing herself as a caregiver from age 11 and recalling how Garland once told her, "I never wanted to be a mother, but the studio thought I should be." Despite the chaos, Garland's children affirmed that she loved them, but that love, entangled with regret and instability, left permanent scars. Number 7. Gene Tierney. Gene Tierney's beauty and talent masked a personal tragedy that forever altered her experience of motherhood. While pregnant with her first child Daria, she contracted rubella at a wartime charity event. The disease caused severe birth defects, leaving Daria blind, deaf, and mentally impaired. In her autobiography, Tierney admitted that the trauma led her to emotionally detach from her second daughter, Christina. "I desperately wanted a normal child, but when she was born healthy, I could not bond with her. I was still mourning the daughter I had lost in spirit." Later institutionalized and treated with electroshock therapy, Tierney confessed that motherhood, once her deepest wish, had become her greatest source of anguish. Number 6. Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby's wholesome image belied a much darker private life. His eldest son Gary exposed years of physical punishment and emotional coldness in his memoir, Going My Own Way. But even more telling are Crosby's own words, discovered in letters to Bob Hope. "I had no business having children. I lacked the patience, the heart, and the wisdom. Crosby's second set of children, from a later marriage, received a gentler version of their father, one who had mellowed with age. But the damage done to his first family was severe. Two of his sons, Dennis and Lindsay, died by suicide. Another, Philip, confirmed, "Dad told us he regretted having kids so young. His apology came too late for some of us." Number 5. Joan Bennett. With 4 daughters and a decades-long career, Joan Bennett seemed to have it all. But privately, she admitted that motherhood never fulfilled her. In letters to her sister, she wrote, "I love my girls, but if I could do it again, I would not have children. The conflict between them and my career has left me feeling like a failure at both." Her daughter Stephanie later shared, "Mother told me she never really wanted children. It was simply expected of women in her time." Despite the emotional distance, Bennett ensured her daughters had stable homes and support, acknowledging her limitations rather than denying them. Number 4. Clark Gable. Clark Gable, the symbol of masculinity in classic cinema, avoided fatherhood for most of his life deliberately. When actress Loretta Young became pregnant after an affair, she was forced to hide the pregnancy and later adopt their daughter to avoid scandal. Even when his 5th wife became pregnant late in his life, Gable's reaction was reportedly one of dread, not joy. "At my age, with my lifestyle, I shouldn't be a father," he told a friend. Tragically, Gable died before ever meeting his son. His son, John Clark Gable, has confirmed that his mother was honest about Clark's reluctance to be a father. "She told me he hadn't wanted a child. She wanted me to have the truth, not a fantasy." Number 3. Loretta Young. Loretta Young's maternal regret didn't stem from not wanting her daughter. It came from being unable to love her openly. Bound by Catholic values and a restrictive studio system, Young hid her pregnancy with Clark Gable and publicly adopted her own biological child, Judy Lewis. In interviews released posthumously, Young said, "Our relationship was built on a lie. I couldn't be her real mother, and that poisoned everything." Judy only discovered the truth in adulthood, leading to emotional trauma that lasted decades. Young later stated that, had she been braver, she would have moved abroad to live openly as a mother, rather than maintaining the painful charade. Number 2. Bette Davis. One of the most driven women in Hollywood history, Bette Davis was a powerhouse on screen, but found motherhood deeply conflicting. Her daughter, B.D. Hyman, accused her of being an emotionally abusive parent who prioritized acting above all else. In letters unearthed years later, Davis wrote to Joan Crawford, "I know I don't have what it takes to be a mother. My ambition consumes me. Perhaps my children would have been better off with no mother at all than with one half present." Though she denied many allegations, Davis later admitted, "My greatest regret is that I couldn't be both the actress I wanted to be and the mother they needed." Number 1. Lana Turner. Lana Turner's beauty and sensuality defined her Hollywood image, but her daughter, Cheryl Crane, was left to survive her mother's chaotic personal life, culminating in the killing of Turner's violent boyfriend, Johnny Stompanato, whom Cheryl stabbed in self-defense at age 14. In her memoir, Turner wrote, "If I had been more present, perhaps none of it would have happened. Cheryl deserved more than a mother playing a role between films and affairs." Cheryl confirmed that Turner confessed she was pressured into having a child to improve her public image. Despite years of estrangement, the two eventually reconciled. Cheryl even cared for Turner during her final illness. And there you have it. 10 legendary Hollywood stars whose off-screen family lives were far more dramatic than any script. If you found this video eye-opening, heartbreaking, or just plain fascinating, don't forget to hit that like and make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep questioning the legend. and looking for the truth behind the spotlight.